Hello everyone, my name is Richie and welcome back to another video. Today join me for a Q&A because we recently hit 2,500 subscribers, which is pretty darn nuts to think about, to be honest. So yeah, I thought we'd celebrate by doing this, you know, getting you to ask me a couple of questions, get to know me a little bit better, all that sort of good stuff. So I asked on YouTube and Discord and all them sorts of places for you to ask me some questions, and I'm going to read out the best ones to you. So let's get into the Q&A. Before we get into any of the questions, can we just appreciate the setup? I've got the ring light all set up. I've got the new nameplates that I've got. This one was made by, well, all three of them were made by Bovril. That was the first one I got. There's one for the Mrs.'s channel, Shantendo, and also a little Witten train sign with the little villa badge on it. I love it. Thank you very much, Bovril, for making them. They're fantastic. I've also got my canvas that I keep going on about, my TFL one. This is a little bit outdated because I've had it for about 5 years, so the Liz line and stuff isn't on it, but yeah, cool. And it might be a cool little background for future videos, so let me know what you think. Here we go. Right, I've got the phone out, so let's get some questions up. Firstly, I need to go to YouTube and go to that community post because there was a couple of questions in there. Can we just talk about the fact that we hit 2,500 subscribers the other day? I'm recording this on Monday morning and it's at 2.54, so the channel's growing incredibly well, so thank you very much for all your support. It honestly means so much. And I must throw it out there, thank you so much everyone for getting the channel to 2,500 subscribers, because it's your input, your support that has helped the channel get to this point. So thank you very much for all your support, and it's been an incredible 2024, you know, start a year to the channel. So 2025 will hopefully be bigger and better. Right, here we go, my community post from a couple of days ago, so let me jump on to the questions. So, first question we've got is from Midland Transportation, who says, congratulations Richie, thank you very much. And you have a question, what's your favourite TSW developer, as in Skyhook and whatever else? That's a good question, and I'd probably say Just Trains, because everything they've released has been top notch and just been up my street, to be honest. You know, the Pacer with Blackpool branches, the 87 with West Coast Mainline, Preston Carlisle. They've done an incredible job with everything they've released, and I can imagine the upcoming Class 86 is going to be top tier. That's not me saying I don't like the other developers. I do like Rivet, I do like Skyhook, obviously Dovetail themselves. The like Incredible Trains, High Iron, they look like they're doing some good stuff. So hopefully, you know, we've got some good third parties coming to the game in 2025. So there may even be a new favourite in the new year, we'll see. Another question we got from YouTube was West Coast Mainline Train Spotter saying, what's your favourite route to drive in SCR? I would probably say the Lynn by the Sea to Stepford Victoria route, because it's a nice 45-minute long route. You've got a lot of stops on it. It's also a bit of a money maker if you've got a guard, so it's not too bad. We did a bit of SCR last night, and we did a shorter run, but yeah, I like that bit because you've obviously got the end bit at Lynn by the Sea. You've got the sort of like rural bit as you go through West Wyvern, and then you head up through like the core bit up into Stepford Central. It's very nice, I like that route. And I believe that's pretty much it for questions from YouTube, because the majority of them are on Discord. So if you're not in the Discord server, there's a link in the description, come and join. There's a fabulous bunch of people. And I must throw it out there as well, the fact that we've got 300 members in the Discord. So that's another thing to celebrate, 300 members on Discord, which is pretty nuts. The first question from Discord is from Flame, and he asks, what made you start a YouTube channel? That's a good one, actually. I think over like 2022 and 2023, I definitely wanted to set up like a railway inspired YouTube channel, but I just never really knew how to go about it, and I didn't have a name to create. So because I didn't have the name, I didn't have much of an idea what I was going to do with it. But it's one of them sorts of things where I saw loads of people doing train simulator content and real world content, and I thought this is a nice little niche that I want to get my hands on, because like I love trains, and I know that a lot of people do like trains, and I feel like being a train enthusiast has sort of become a little bit, not trendy, but it's definitely grown in popularity. So I thought now might be the best time to do it. So pretty much when I started the YouTube channel, I think it was one day in January, I think it was like the 29th of January or something like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to think of a name. Richie Rail, boom, done. It just came to me one night. I thought Richie Rail's an incredible YouTube name. I'm going to set it up right now. And I did. And I started posting a few days later. Next up, we've got a couple of questions from Rex, who firstly asks, what was the first train you ever saw? That's a good question, I'm not too sure. I think it might have been a Class 323 because I grew up on the Birmingham Cross City, so I saw them a lot. I saw a lot of 158s, Pendolinos, 350s in and around Birmingham. Yeah, probably either a 323 or a 158. If you want to be really technical, the first train I ever saw was Thomas the Tank Engine, because I used to have all the VHS tapes as a kid. Now, a lot of you watching this won't even know what a VH tape is, and they're honestly like, I'll put a picture somewhere on screen, they're a big like rectangular box thing that you put into a TV. They were nuts, they were massive. So if you want to be stupidly technical, Thomas the Tank Engine, but for real world trains, 323s and 158s definitely. And Rex also asks, what is your favourite train museum in the UK? Oh, it's got to be York Railway, innit? It's got to be York Railway Museum, definitely. You know, that one for me was the first ever one I went to. Now that I live in Yorkshire, I go to it pretty much like twice a year, and I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Next up, we've got typical Nathan, who has asked, what is your favourite Train Sim World route? Definitely Birmingham Cross City, because I'm a bit biased because I'm from Birmingham and it was my local line growing up. But if Birmingham Cross City didn't exist in the game, I would definitely say 5 Circle. I think 5 Circle is up there. You know, Rivet pulled it off fantastically, and it's also like a non-linear route. So you've obviously got the coastal bit, which is absolutely beautiful. You've got the inland bit going through Dunfermline. You've got the Forth Bridge. You've got the new Leven branch. Top notch, absolutely fantastic. It's a route I want to go on in real life. I've not done it yet. So yeah, top notch. I love that route. And Nathan also asks, who inspired you to become a YouTuber? That's a question of 2 parts really, because obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I was watching different train sim YouTubers and real world YouTubers, and I wanted to kind of do what they did in my own sort of way. So obviously for train sim YouTubers, you've got the likes of the British Ace, Train Simulator Driver, Mega Sim, Dad Rail, you know, the list goes on and on there. There's a few other people obviously in the train sim community that I've watched for years, and I wanted to just do it. As for real world YouTubers, obviously you've got the big one, Jeff Marshall. You've got the likes of like Nick Badley, Simon Trains, you know, the list goes on there. Those sorts of people do like real world sort of train vlogs, which is something I want to get into. I just haven't found the time to do it yet. Next up, we've got Class 43002, who asks, what's your favourite route in Train Sim World? Like I just mentioned, Birmingham Cross City or 5 Circle. And then to tack that in, what's your favourite song? Ooh. Okay. So in my teenage years, I was a very big fan of Eminem, and my favourite song then was Stan. And I don't really think that's changed all too much, but I think now that I'm a bit older, I like my older music, and I'm a big fan of Elvis Presley because of the missus. So I'd have to say maybe If I Can Dream by Elvis Presley, because that song's an absolute masterpiece. It probably gives me the goosies. And if anyone knows which one I'm on about, If I Can Dream is the one when he's like that, swinging his arms in the film. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers hold hand in hand. That one. Next up, we've got Jambo, who asks, which UK route would you like to see in Train Sim World? Harrogate line. Definitely the Harrogate line, because it'd be beautiful. You'd have the viaducts, you'd have Leeds and York on either end, so you'd see like the Azumas and stuff. If they wanted to, they could make an 800 and have the Azumas go up towards Harrogate. That could be quite cool. I think that'd be a really beautiful route. Scratching that, I would like to see the Birmingham to Shrewsbury Railway, because that would be sort of like using up Birmingham New Street again. Also, you'd have different types of running. You have sort of like the intercity running, which goes Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Shrewsbury. You'd also have the all stoppers with the Transport for Wales stock, which they could probably just get away with using the 150 for now, which is coming to Cardiff City Commuter. So they could obviously bring that in, and then maybe bring in a West Midlands Railway 170 possibly. Or what's the new ones that run on there now? Is it the 197s? I think that would be a really good route, because you'd also see the Pendolinos and you'd also see the 350s. I think it's a no-brainer really. And the second question from Jambo, if all third-party developers and Dovetail merged and built a route all together, which third-party developers, including Dovetail, would you like to see assigned to the route build for Train Sim World? That's a really confusing question. So basically you're saying, if every single developer got together, what part of the route would you want them to build? Okay, that makes sense. I'd say definitely Rivet for scenery, because Rivet are quite good at building scenery. I would say Just Trains for the train itself, because I think they'd be like, if they made like a DMU, they'd make it absolutely spectacular. I think Dovetail should be on the timetable, because you've got the likes of Joe, who makes incredible timetables. So I think that could be a good one. I'll tell you what, Skyhook can do some freight, because they like doing cargo line. That makes sense. And who else is there? Maybe SimTrack for a couple of scenarios. There you go. Oles asks, would you like to see the Highland Mainline in Train Sim World 5? So Edinburgh to Aberdeen and possibly a branch to Inverness. Yeah, of course. I would love to see more Scottish routes in the game. I love Scotland, and I love the Scottish representation in Train Sim World. So more Scottish routes, definitely. What is your favourite in real life main line? I grew up on the West Coast Main Line, but I now live on the East Coast Main Line, so it's West versus East. And I'd probably say, I think if it was West versus East, it would probably be East Coast Main Line, just because of the Azumas. The Azumas are cool, and Intercity 225s. As for a smaller main line, probably the Cambrian coastline, because I grew up on the Cambrian coastline for a brief period of time, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, probably Cambrian coastline. Another question from Class 43, what's your favourite train operating company? Most of them are delayed, so it's hard to choose. I can tell you which ones aren't my favourite. Cross Country, because I don't like their voyages, because they smell. Northern, because they're always delayed. And TPE, because they're always cancelled. But then again, TPE have got a beautiful livery. So if you was to ask me what my favourite livery is in my train operating company, I would definitely say Transpennine Express, because that's a beautiful livery. But train operating company, goodness, that's a really hard question. Probably ScotRail. ScotRail all around, because Scotland's beautiful. It's got a really nice livery. Got some nice trains. Yeah, probably ScotRail. And it's funny, I say ScotRail and I've never been on them, so that says a lot. UK Tag asks, could we see more viewers play along streams in the future? Not necessarily for a game key, just for fun. Of course, yeah, definitely. The thing is with the viewers play along stream the other day, the reason why I did it for a giveaway is because it was Christmas and I wanted to give a key away just because I fancy doing it and sort of see how it would work and see if more people would get involved if there's something to win. But yeah, going forward, we'll of course do loads of viewers play along streams. I like doing them and I like getting you lot involved in them, so. And I mean, when I do a viewers play along stream, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't play along with me in my other streams. You know what I mean? If you want to play a route that I'm doing at the same time in the stream, go for it. But the actual dedicated viewers play along streams, yeah, they'll be normal, but there'll be occasional times when we can give stuff away and it'll be fun. Schema asks, how many years do you think the Class 180 Atalantes have left running in service? I have not a clue how old they are, but I can imagine probably another 10 years. I'm just going to say 10 years because I don't know. Schema also asks, are you impressed with the slight success of HS2? You don't talk to me about HS2. Oh, I've got some opinions about HS2 that you won't like. I'll quickly give you one of them now, right? What's the point in building another rail link between London and Birmingham when it's got free and they're all relatively fast? All you're going to do is shave 10 minutes off and most people won't be able to afford it anyway. Moving on. Lauren Staub asks, what's your opinion on Deutsche Bahn? I quite like Deutsche Bahn. When I went to Germany, the trains were absolutely fantastic and they're massive as well. I know a lot of people sort of slate Deutsche Bahn because it's obviously a lot of delays and whatever else, but I personally think they're not too bad. And I mean, it's cool to see that they're a state operator, so you know, you don't have different operators, and if one train's delayed, then obviously it's the same operator, so they're a bit more lenient. It also makes the trains incredibly cheap. Over here, you know, the same sort of journey length over here would be like 2-3 times the price as it would be in Germany. It's also cool because Deutsche Bahn allow licensing for dovetail, so obviously they can bring any part of Germany into the game wherever they want. So overall, I think Deutsche Bahn's not too bad. I quite like state operators because it makes train travel a lot easier. We don't have that in the UK because the UK's messed up. Fias asks, how did you meet Shan? So me and Shan met through the comment section of a live stream on TikTok about 4-5 years ago, something like that. So yeah, me and Shan were once in this comment section of a live stream on someone's TikTok account, and then we were having a bit of banter in the chat. We then followed each other when we were speaking on Instagram and TikTok and whatever else, and then we met up in person, and the rest is history. So yeah, that's how we met. I know everyone's got these fancy stories of, oh, we met at the bus stop or we met at the ball or whatever else. No, we met on TikTok. That's how we did it. Fias also asks, what made you get cats over dogs or just pets in general? So when I met Shan, she already had cats. So obviously when I moved in, I naturally adopted them with her. But I mean, I love cats anyway. I'm much more of a cat man because I grew up with cats. I did have a dog growing up, but there's just something cute about a cat. But the thing is with like dogs, they're a bit more jumpy and a bit more hyperactive, and I just can't deal with that. Cats are a bit more, you know, chilled out. You don't have to take them for walks, and it's great because I'm lazy and I don't like walking. Cats can also sit on your desk if you want, you know, and they chill out with you. It's just cute. You know, if a cat lays on you, it's a bit easier. If a dog lays on you, you feel it and you know about it. Dexter asks, what is your favourite British train of all time? Probably a steam train of some kind, and I'm probably going to say like the Flying Scotsman or the Mallard, one of those two, because they're both really cool. Next up we got Busy, who asks, what's your favourite thing about UK routes? It's the sense that they seem very familiar to me, in the sense that obviously because I'm a Brit, seeing like British sort of like PIS and station features and whatever else, it feels quite homely and like familiar to me. And then when you've got the likes of like Birmingham Cross City that come to the game and things like that, like I know Birmingham very well, and seeing it all in a game is quite unreal. And it's quite similar with like Northern Transpennine, because I travel between Huddersfield and Leeds many times, and like you see the way the stations are and you go through Morley Tunnel and whatever else, and it's all quite familiar and something I've seen before, so you can recreate journeys you've done before in the virtual world, and I like that. And I can imagine that's the same thing for like people that have the US roots, that live in the US and Germany and stuff like that. It's the same sort of feeling. Owen asks, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would you be doing? I'd probably still be just working every day like I normally do. In all seriousness, before I was doing YouTube, I'd go to work, I'd come back, play a bit of Train Sim World, go to bed, simple as, and you know, do other bits and bobs. But you know, this is why I started the channel up in the first place, because I spent a lot of time playing Train Sim World anyway, so I thought I might as well do it for some content. Hoppers asks, what would your dream travel idea be by train? It would definitely be interrailing. I would love to do interrailing, but it's a bit difficult to do when you've got a full-time job. It's also really expensive. But I really like the idea of going across Europe on this train for a couple of months and seeing the sights and whatever else. I would love to do it. Honestly, that is like one of my bucket list ideas. Bovril asks, would you like to go for a pint sometime? Definitely. Yeah, let's definitely do it. Next up, we've got West Midlands Transport that asks, what started your love for trains? I think there's two answers to that question. The first one is Thomas the Tank Engine, definitely. And secondly, it's probably my granddad, because he used to have loads of model railway sets. In fact, he still does. He built these massive model railway sets, and he'd have like all the Hornby stuff and whatever else. And when I used to go around there, see all these different sets and whatever else, and play with the model railway and that, I loved it. Absolutely loved it, so I'd probably say that. West Midlands Transport also asks, what's your favourite and least favourite train? Favourite train's probably a Turbo Star. I quite like the 170s, they look quite cool. But I also like, you know, the HSTs. GWR HSTs are really nice. My least favourite is probably Cross Country Voyages, because they look nice, but they smell like damp. They smell like sweaty feet, and I hate them. Oh, another answer for favourite train, probably the Intercity 225s, because they are beautifully comfortable. They are fantastic. Southwestern asks, what station, not the one you arrive at, in London would you visit first? There's loads of stations in London, I can't really nail it down. Let me have a look at my canvas, hold on. Euston I wouldn't bother with. St Pancras could be a good option, possibly. Victoria, where's Victoria in the world? Somewhere around here. Victoria could be a good one, because Victoria obviously is the northern point in the Brighton Mainline, so you'd see all the, it'd be incredibly busy. Paddington could be a really nice one actually, I didn't think about that one. Yeah, I'd probably say St Pancras, or King's Cross, probably King's Cross. That'd be really nice, because then like Sham would be able to see platform 9 3/4, so we'd both enjoy it. Johnny asks, could you do a comparison video of SCR and British Railway? Of course, yeah, that's a really good idea actually. I'll put that on my list of things to do. Another question from Bovril, if you could travel back to an era of the railway network by measure of decades, or otherwise, what would it be? Probably the 80s, for two reasons. One, you'd have like the Valenta HSTs like you mentioned, and also like the 80s were just a simpler time, and also 80s music is awesome. So yeah, probably the 1980s. Flame asks, how well does BR compare to Train Sim World and Train Sim Classic? Well, first off, BR's free. I mean, other than the free starter pack for Train Sim World, but yeah, BR is free. The thing with Train Sim World and Train Sim Classic, they're simulators. They are actual simulators, whereas BR is a game in Roblox. It's hardly a simulator, is it? So I feel like when you're looking at a simulation sort of aspect, Train Sim World is like a lot better. But if you're a person that wants to get into train sims, BR is a good one because it's free, and also it gives you the kind of basics of driving a train, which is quite nice. Brighton Train Boy asks, what's your favourite diesel train in Train Sim World? Either the HST or the 170, because I quite like them trains in real life, like I mentioned earlier. Bapik asks, what's your opinion about the longer trains game pass in SCR? Personally, I wouldn't be seen paying a tenner for a longer train in Roblox. I think that's quite steep. I mean, that's almost the same price of a Loco DLC in Train Sim World. But then again, SCR developers need some form of financial compensation, let's say, for the work they put in, because they do an incredible job. So they've got to make that money somehow. So yeah, I can certainly see why they've done it. And the final question for this Q&A video comes in from Ols and asks, do you want to see a Class 800 in Train Sim World 5? Yeah, definitely. We've got the 801. Be nice to see the 800 because, like I say, you could run it on the Harrogate line, you could run it on the 5 Circle. Yeah, definitely. Would love to see an 800. But I'd like to see every single UK train in Train Sim World eventually. So as time goes on, we hopefully will see all new trains and whatever else. And there we go. That is all the questions I got for this Q&A, which I found a bit of fun actually. It was good to answer some questions about Train Sim World and about like my history of enjoying trains and stuff like that. Yeah. Very nice. I do want to quickly say thank you to every single person that left a question, and to every person that's liked, commented, subscribed, the lot, because it's your support and your efforts into the channel that's helped to get to this milestone, so I massively appreciate it. Honestly, it means so much. And who knows, at the end of 2025, we could be celebrating like 5,000 subscribers or something like that. Something crazy like that. We'll see what happens. We'll see how 2025 pans out. And I know a lot of people are asking me, what's your next goal? What's your next subscriber goal? And I think naturally it is obviously double, so 5,000, but I don't really focus on number goals and stuff like that. I like to just, you know, keep it simple, take it as it comes. But yeah, with all that said and done, thank you very much for watching this Q&A video. I really enjoyed doing it, and I might do another one in the future at some point. Also, let me know what you think of this setup here. Do you like it? Do you like it for future sort of talky videos like this? Let me know, because I think it's quite cool. So with all that said and done, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. If you're new, I'd massively appreciate it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.